Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. We have a very special guest in studio with us, fresh from the ice. It's Brina Bealey. She's the Vice President of Fan Engagement for the Des Moines Buccaneers, our very own Des Moines Buccaneers, who, by the way, have made the playoffs this year. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit, but we have a couple of great games coming up this weekend, don't we?
Yeah, we just played against the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders this week, but on Friday the 20th, we play Fargo Forest, and then we play them again on Saturday the 21st.
All right, so a lot of special things are going on with the Fargo Forest because everything starts with an F on Friday. So it's Friday, Fireball Friday against the Fargo Forest.
Yes.
That is really cool. So tell us what's going on there.
Yes, so Fireball Friday, it's $3 off all Fireball mixers. We also have fan favorite 2-for-1 beer night.
All righty.
Yes.
And you know how rowdy that place is. Now, do they call that like the Madhouse on Grand now?
I've heard the Galleon on Grand,
Galleon? Okay,
but we haven't like officially dubbed it a
we're
name
gonna
yet,
have
like
to work
the
on
Madhouse.
that.
Yes.
We have to work on that.
Galleon's been my favorite, I've heard, but
Madhouse
open to ideas.
at the Plex or Madplex?
It just doesn't sound as good as
we'll
Madhouse.
Work on that here in a little bit. And then, now something you have to explain to me because Saturday sounds like it's going to be fun. What is the theme on Saturday?
It's Bucs at Bat.
What does that mean?
So what it means is we're partnering with the iCubs. So the iCubs every year, they do a hockey night at the beginning of, or at the end of their season that kind of kicks off hockey season. So they invited us out. So we're like, let's do the same with our friends there. So we're having them out. We're having a bunch of youth baseball organizations, and we're going to play some fun games on the ice that are baseball related, and there might be an appearance by our very own Cubby Bear.
Oh,
Winger's best friend. Yep.
So that could be fun to have the dueling mascots out
yes.
there too. So maybe they could play against each other and see who can score off of who.
Yeah, they played a couple weeks ago. They played soccer during Winger's birthday party. Okay. So there was a whole bunch of them playing soccer. We're kind of hopefully get it back together. Maybe Cubby will play some hockey.
I think he will. That's my bet. My bet is he will. But I also want you to circle another date on the calendar because this is by far one of our favorite ones that you have over with the Des Moines Buccaneers. Tell what's happening on April the 4th.
Yes, so our fan favorite Doxie Dash in partnership with the Animal Rescue League is happening our last regular season game, so April 4th. So if you have a four-legged friend that's a wiener dog or a wiener dog mix, head over to ARL's website, sign them up because there's going to be some cool prizes if your Doxie is the fastest one on the ice.
That is great. We mentioned that the Buccaneers are in the playoffs. That is awesome, isn't it?
Yes, I haven't seen playoffs yet since being there, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, because that was a regular thing a while ago. We remember there because we have, at least 4 Clark Cups, don't we?
Yes, 4 Clark Cups, 4 Anderson Cups, I believe.
Yeah, so that's the ultimate. That's what you want to get to. You want to get to those. And then the thing that's really impressive about this, how about 54 people that were once Des Moines Buccaneers are now in the NHL?
Yeah.
And we're talking about some major names, too,
Oh,
aren't we?
yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking about like Trevor Lewis, for example, who played years ago, like 20 years ago, and he had a pretty amazing statistic that was just equaled this year. Talk about that.
Yeah, so Rylan Seelinger joined the 30-30 club. It hasn't happened in 20 years, so he had 30 goals, 30 assists. Actually, when he hit it, it was 30 goals and I believe 32 assists. That was a big deal. We were kind of waiting on it for about 2 weeks. Every game we're like, is this the game he's going to hit it? Is this the game he's going to hit it? But he finally did, and that's really incredible to see.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to go out and watch the Des Moines Buccaneers. And, you know, this is a story that I know you folks have heard before. We had family in town going to a Bucs game around Thanksgiving time, and it was as loud as it was at Chicago Stadium for the Blackhawks, you know, because that was the comparison they were making, is that's how much fun it is to go to a Buccaneers game. But remind everybody where they are playing now, because they might not realize that you've gone west, young lady.
Yes, so we're at the second season at the Mid-American Energy Company RecPlex out in West Des Moines on Grand, 6500 Grand Avenue. We're currently still on Rink 1, but they're breaking ground the next couple weeks for that third rink, and that's going to be our new home.
That's
Not
awesome.
Next season, but in 2027.
Okay, that is great. Now, let's also talk about next season, because season tickets are available. You can start getting season tickets for next year, right?
Yes.
All right, so talk about that. When can we start getting those? Now?
They've been on sale since February. If you get them by April 1st, you'll get free playoff home tickets for round 1, round 2. We currently don't have any round 1 playoff games based on our seed, but round 2, if we make it there, we should be hosting, so you'll get free playoff tickets as well.
All right, so if people want to get more information about what's all happening with the Des Moines Buccaneers, I'm sure there's a really easy website and some social media places you can go to.
Of course. Everything's on bucshockey.com, and then also you can check us out on social media, Des Moines Buccaneers, everywhere.
That is great. So thank you so much, and congratulations. High five for the Bucs making the playoffs this year.